then I joined Instagram then. So I was among the few people. And when I joined Instagram, I started to tag my pictures, tagging these Nigerian and Kenyan pages to feature me, but they would never feature. And then I'm wondering, why don't they, or what's so hard about these pages? I could start a Ugandan page because I'm sure if I'm struggling to get featured on their pages, there's so many Ugandans who want to feature on those pages. And so, the whole thing of maybe like hot men in Africa, those kind of things where you feel really good about yourself. So I decided to start one called IG Uganda. That was one of the first Ugandan pages, to showcase Ugandan Instagrammers, repost them, help them with gaining followers. So that's how I journeyed through into the internet. And during that time, I had a friend. So as I was on social media, my friend was always looking up for motivation, following all these great guys that had done, great stuff. He was always putting up something. And if you had a challenge, he had like a quote for you, If you felt low, he would tell you how this moment would last or what. Those guys, instead of like, sympathizing with you, feeling the moment with you, they have like a quote to tell you just to get your. So I also picked up on that and I started following these quotes and the people who were saying them. And some of these guys were Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jack Ma, and their things were crazy. Like I remember following Steve Jobs' story and I was so inspired. This was an ordinary guy. And I remember something he said that which really stuck with me was everything you see around us or in the world was done by people who are as ordinary as you are, and so you can choose to be that and do something to leave a dent in the universe. And I remember that sticking to me, saying, okay, because looking at his story, and I'm like, this is a guy who has developed Apple, the phone that everyone is using around the world. I'll tell you for a fact, before I think joining campus, I used to think only governments owned such big establishments, only like maybe the UNs and what owned such powerful organizations that impacted on people. So knowing that a person can actually choose to impact people that way was very motivating and inspiring. And so I started the pursuit for, what more can I do in life? And so I get excited about the internet. I read more Jack Ma, and the guy starts saying how he serves 500 million people a month. And I'm like, this is crazy. You do not serve half of Africa in 1 month, And one that blew me away was their 11/11 singles day, where they transacted over $32 billion in one day, and everything was accounted for. And I'm like, this is out of this world. How do you account for over 30 billion in one day and no single coin? And then you come back here and then there's like all this money, the economy, and people can't account for over $500 million. Things have disappeared everywhere. So I knew that we needed to develop systems and rely on technology, if we were to grow. So that's when I get the passion for that, just to do something as impactful. I decide I need to get into this sector. I need to get into tech. I need to get into e-commerce. And now I was left with deciding which industry sector was I going to get in. So I used my economics background to research and tell what were the fastest growing industries. Because I knew I was not going to do hardware. Hardware requires a lot of capital. You have to import, buy all those things. But service is just people. So I knew if I could convince a few guys, we had a shot at developing a very good service product. And so I had to find out what service sector do we get in first. And travel was the fastest growing, just slightly before COVID, because that was the time we really decided on it. It was growing faster than anything else. People were now more open to traveling. People were any single money they make, they want to travel, want to go and enjoy. And I knew this was the sector for us to position in. So that's how I transitioned up to there. So I really didn't even know I was going to start a business. It was just the requirements as you keep growing. You're like, okay, now I need a bank account. And a bank account needs you first register a business, and the bank account needs you to have a TIN number. So somehow I started to formalize without knowing exactly what I wanted to do. But this, just the passion and love for doing something really meaningful to me, got me evolving in this whole career to where we are. So starting in 2019, that's when we launched Tubayo, the website. And today we have a mobile app with over 15,000 downloads. With the web, we have over 50,000 users, and we are now enabling travel and hosting in 10 countries in Africa. And yeah, and we are award winning. So yeah, that has been the journey. It's a team of 14 people. Yeah, that are working daily to realize this vision for global travel. And to also exploit the opportunity that we have in travel community.